Chocolate is one of the world's most loved treats, enjoyed in so many different forms and flavors. But have you ever wondered how that rich, smooth chocolate gets made? From the moment a cocoa bean is harvested to the time it reaches your favorite chocolate bar, the journey is long and fascinating. It's a mix of old traditions and new technologies, where science and creativity come together to make something truly special. Want to know how it all works? Let's dive into the process of making chocolate step by step. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and join us on this sweet adventure. Number 1. Harvesting the cocoa beans. Chocolate starts its journey in tropical areas, usually within 20 degrees of the equator where cocoa trees grow. These trees, called Theobroma cacao, produce pods that hold the precious cocoa beans. Cocoa farming has been around for a long time, with evidence showing it began around 1500 BCE in Central America. Ancient civilizations like the Mayans and Aztecs believed cocoa was a gift from the gods and even used the beans as money. Each cocoa pod holds about 20 to 50 beans. When it's time to harvest, the beans are carefully removed from their pods. The pods are tough and need skilled workers to cut them open. After the beans are taken out, they are placed in large sacks and sent to chocolate factories for the next steps. It's important to pick the beans at just the right time to make sure the chocolate will have the best flavor. Number 2. Cleaning the cocoa beans. Once the cocoa beans arrive at the factory, the first thing they do is clean them. The beans are carefully checked to make sure they're free of dirt, debris, and anything else that could mess with the flavor or quality of the chocolate. Machines help with this process using brushes, air jets, and rotating drums to clean the beans. In some factories, the beans go through an extra cleaning step. They're placed on a conveyor belt that takes them through a series of rinses to get them even cleaner. After that, workers carefully inspect the beans to make sure there's nothing unwanted left. This cleaning process helps ensure that only the best beans move on to the next steps, keeping everything hygienic and making sure the cocoa flavor stays pure. Number 3. Roasting the cocoa beans. The next important step in making chocolate is roasting. Roasting plays a big role in bringing out the rich and complex flavors that make chocolate so delicious. During this step, the beans are placed in large machines and heated to a specific temperature, usually between 250 and 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Roasting not only improves the flavor, but it also helps to loosen the beans' tough shells, making it easier to remove them later. Roasting is a bit like an art, and different chocolatiers may have their own ways of doing it to get just the right taste. A darker roast gives chocolate a richer, more intense flavor, while a lighter roast leads to a gentler, milder taste. It's all about finding that perfect balance, getting the beans roasted just right without burning them. Besides flavor, roasting also reduces the moisture in the beans, which is important for the next steps. It helps the beans shed their outer husks, which will be removed soon after. Number 4. Winnowing and removing the shells. After roasting, the next step is called winnowing, which means removing the outer shell of the cocoa beans. The roasted beans become brittle, so they are cracked open to reveal the valuable nibs inside. These nibs are the heart of the cocoa bean and contain both cocoa solids and cocoa butter, which are the main ingredients in making chocolate. Winnowing is done with a special machine called a winnower. The beans are placed into this machine, where they are cracked open, and the shells are blown away using air. The nibs, also known as cocoa mass or cocoa liquor, are then separated from the husks. This step is important because it ensures that only the tasty nibs move forward in the process. The husks are usually thrown away, but sometimes they are used in other ways, like making cocoa tea or as compost for farming. Number 5. Grinding and mixing the cocoa nibs. After the nibs are separated from the shells, they move on to the next step, grinding. The nibs are ground into a smooth paste, which is sometimes called chocolate liquor. Don't worry, even though it's called liquor, it doesn't contain any alcohol. It's just the liquid form of the cocoa beans. The grinding process uses machines that apply both heat and pressure to the nibs, breaking them down into two main parts, cocoa solids and cocoa butter. As the nibs are ground, cocoa butter is released, giving the paste a thick and creamy texture. As the paste gets finer, it becomes smoother and more liquid. This paste is the base for all types of chocolate. At this point, depending on the kind of chocolate being made, ingredients like sugar, milk powder, and vanilla may be added. For dark chocolate, there's more cocoa solids, while for milk chocolate, extra milk powder and sugar are added for a creamier taste. Number 6. Conching the chocolate. Conching is a key step in making chocolate, and it plays a big role in giving chocolate its smooth texture and rich flavor. It involves continuously stirring and mixing the chocolate, which helps refine both its texture and taste. This method was invented in the late 1800s by Rodolphe Lind, and it's now an essential part of creating high-quality chocolate. The conching process can take several hours or even days, depending on how smooth the chocolate needs to be. The chocolate is placed in a special machine called a conching, which is a large rotating drum or set of rollers. As the machine moves, it grinds the chocolate even more, breaking down any remaining rough bits and spreading the cocoa butter evenly throughout the mixture. This step is important because it gives the chocolate its velvety, smooth feel and helps to improve the flavor. It also allows some of the strong, bitter compounds in the chocolate to evaporate, leaving behind a more refined and delicious taste. Number 7. Tempering the chocolate. After conching, the chocolate is ready for tempering. Tempering is the process of cooling and reheating the chocolate to very specific temperatures. This helps the cocoa butter crystals form in the right way, which is essential for giving the chocolate a smooth, shiny look and the perfect texture when it cools. During tempering, the chocolate is carefully cooled down to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius, and then gently reheated to around 88 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 31 to 32 degrees Celsius, for dark chocolate. This precise process makes sure the chocolate hardens properly and avoids the formation of any unwanted crystals. When the chocolate is tempered correctly, it will have a glossy finish and a satisfying snap when broken. This smooth, firm texture is what makes high-quality chocolate stand out, and tempering is the key step to getting it just right. Number 8. Molding the chocolate. Once the chocolate is tempered, it's ready to be molded into its final shape. Molding is one of the most fun parts of making chocolate because it gives the chance to be creative. Depending on the type of product, the chocolate can be poured into molds to make bars, truffles, chocolate chips, or many other shapes. At this stage, you can add extra ingredients too. For example, nuts, dried fruit, or even caramel can be mixed into the chocolate or added to the mold before pouring the chocolate in. Molding is what makes it possible to create so many different types of chocolate, each with its own special texture and flavor. After pouring the chocolate into the molds, they are gently vibrated to remove any air bubbles. This ensures the finished chocolate is smooth and uniform in appearance. Number 9. Cooling and hardening. After the chocolate is molded, it must cool and harden. This step is crucial because it helps the chocolate maintain its shape and develop the right texture. The cooling process is carefully controlled to ensure that the chocolate hardens evenly and doesn't have any imperfections. To cool the chocolate, it's placed in refrigerated tunnels or rooms that are set to specific temperatures. If the chocolate cools too quickly, it can cause cracks or make the chocolate look dull, which isn't ideal. That's why it's important to cool the chocolate at the right pace to get the perfect finish. Proper cooling is also key to giving the chocolate that crisp, satisfying bite. When done right, the chocolate will have a smooth, shiny appearance, and it will break cleanly with a nice snap. This stage helps turn the molded chocolate into the perfect treat ready for packaging and enjoyment. Number 10. Packaging the chocolate. Once the chocolate has cooled and hardened, it's time for the packaging stage. This step is really important because packaging not only protects the chocolate, but also makes it look appealing to customers. Chocolate is often wrapped in eye-catching designs or placed in stylish boxes, giving it an attractive appearance. But packaging isn't just about looks, it also serves a protective role. It keeps the chocolate safe from light, heat, and moisture, all of which can change the flavor or texture. Without proper packaging, the chocolate could spoil before it even reaches the store. Today, many companies focus on using high-quality, eco-friendly materials for packaging. This helps reduce waste and harm to the environment while ensuring the chocolate stays fresh. The right packaging helps keep the chocolate looking good and tasting great, making it ready to be sold and enjoyed by people around the world. Number 11. Shipping the chocolate. Once the chocolate is packaged, it's ready to be shipped out. It travels to retailers, wholesalers, and distributors who will then sell it to customers. You can find chocolate in supermarkets, specialty stores, or even buy it online. Sometimes chocolate is also sold to other companies that use it as an ingredient in their own products, like cookies, cakes, or drinks. And just like that, the journey from bean to bar is complete, and the chocolate is ready to be enjoyed by people everywhere. Conclusion. Chocolate is more than just a delicious treat. It's a true work of art, shaped by both tradition and innovation. From the careful harvesting of cocoa beans to the final steps of crafting, each phase is essential in making the perfect chocolate. Next time you enjoy a piece, think about the journey it took, from the farmers who grew it to the chocolatiers who brought it to life. Isn't it amazing how much goes into making something so sweet? If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at chocolate production, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more delicious content.